Welcome to a 4v4 on Vielsalm, which is a new map added as a precursor to the Ardennes Assault expansion. This will be the very first time I've done a cast on this map. In fact, it'll be the first time I've ever even seen this map. So that's going to be interesting. Let's take a quick look at the tactical map before we introduce our players, just to get a brief overview of how this map works. Victory points here, here, and here. This one in the center is surrounded by 6 of the strategic points. Then this fuel here is closer to the Allied base, this fuel closer to the Axis base. There's a healing station on the left, and a repair station over here on the right. And then the munitions are inverted from the fuels, and we've got we've got one strategic point in the left corner, no strategic point on the right. So that's a bit of an asymmetry between the two sides here. And one of the most unique features of this map is that here in the central victory point we have minefields. Minefields here in both of these sort of snowy fields. Apparently it also has salvageable wrecks, which is a bug that should be fixed. But yeah, you can see lots of these tiny little mines here in the center. These are the PMD-6 Soviet anti-personnel mines, similar to S-mines, peppering these snowy fields here in the central victory point. So that's an interesting feature of the map. Alright, enough about the map. Let's talk about our players. We have Based Costanza, Tatty Frag, Sexual Tyrannosaurus, and Sexual Stegosaurus against Bokaja, Inf Div GD Synthoras, Ironfists Brand Bomb, and Ironfists Richard Schaller. So, I don't know who any of these players are. It should be an interesting game. Looks like quadruple Soviets in the south, a 3 tier 2 start, and one of them has not built any tech structures whatsoever. Meanwhile, in the north we have 2 Oster and 2 Oberkommando West. We have at least 1 Kubo wagon on the field, also an incredibly early battle. Headquarters, already 2 minutes, 30 seconds into the game, and I think that this was his 3rd purchase. Volksgrenadiers, cool. Right into battle with headquarters. Lots of Maxims making their way up over here on the left, though. 2 from Sexual Tyrannosaurus, 1 from Sexual Stegosaurus, so quite a bit of spam. Focusing down Volksgrenadiers in this house, but Stern Pioneers are moving up on the flank. They're working that squad down pretty quickly, but this Maxim moving up to support quickly suppresses them. Meanwhile, over here, we've got Pioneers grabbing the strategic point. Over here on the right side, we've got a double Kugel wagon start from Richard Schaller. The repair station has been secured, so not actually incredibly surprising to see them go with vehicles when they're going in hard for the repair station. Should certainly help them maintain control of this position, but the conscripts are doing good work against these grenadiers. They're going to be forced to retreat. There they go. Stone Pioneers grabbing control of the right side munitions. Soviets are therefore going to be in a pretty rough position over here on the right side, not able to do much against these 2 Kuba wagons apparently. In fact, not doing all too great on the left side either. They have maintained control of the fuel. The Axis are in a pretty strong position with this battle group headquarters right here for reinforcement. Combat engineers get wiped. Mortars also going to be firing on these Maxims soon, I suspect. Meanwhile, here in the middle, already some stray main personnel mines getting detonated by these guys that randomly dived into the minefield. Not sure what the deal was there. Conscripts also taking heavy damage. Something to take note of is that if you retreat through this minefield, you're probably quite unlikely to survive, making retreating away from this victory point probably quite dangerous. You can approach it safely along the road, but retreating is probably suicide. Kuba wagon goes down over here on the left to sustain Maxim fire. Ooh, mortars are landing though. They're going to have to reposition. Soviet mortar making its way up from the left side. Meanwhile, on the right, conscripts pretty much just sitting in cover. Not doing much yet. Richard Schaller doing what he can to relieve them at range, but it's not much. gonna have a pretty good cover position right there. That'll do some minor damage. Meanwhile, conscripts attempting a flank over here on the right side aren't gonna get much traction with the second Kugel wagon defending. Sturm Pioneers immediately moving to respond. Pretty much getting completely shut down here. Meanwhile, on the left, these Maxims are just kind of blobbing around in one group. They are taking up a position, a hard position in this building. 2 squads taking up positions in there. They're going to be so vulnerable to mortar fire. Oh, jeez. Even the Grenadiers are actually doing a pretty decent job focusing them down. Look at the damage. Grenadiers haven't even really taken any damage at all. Barely. More Maxims are moving up, though. Now he's actually garrisoning the house himself. Possibly dangerous. With a Soviet mortar right here and a Zis gun for the high explosive barrage. There are lots of windows in this house. I've never seen a house with so many windows on one side. Allowing him to pick and choose targets as he pleases. Probably focusing them down quite quickly, especially these Maxims in red cover. Oh, that Maxim chose the wrong place to go. Taking mortar fire and machine gun fire from the church. Meanwhile, right side, still nothing happening. It looks like the Volksgrenadiers are building some cover of their own. Base Costanza not doing much with his conscripts here on the right. Looks like he's still reinforcing here in the base, and he has texted to tier 2 finally, deciding the conscripts ban wasn't quite doing it for him. Oops, if we take a look at his commander, he has chosen Lend-Lease, actually. So nothing with PPSHs, nothing with conscript repair, or no, he does have conscript repair. Okay, so he's gonna have, yeah, he's gonna have a lot of repair potential, that's for sure. And he's got all 3 conscript upgrades as well, and he's not going back over to the right, he's just going to let the Axis have that. Instead, he's going to help with his teammates over here on the left, try and overwhelm this defensive Axis position. We do have shock troops moving up as well, as Jaeger light infantry being mobilized, apparently, to this area. Grenade goes into the building, taking out about half of that squad's HP. Big force of Grenadiers moving up the road. Oh, that high explosive round went long. That could have been huge. It was just a hair too late, unfortunately. Base Costanza's conscript reinforcements are moving up here, trying to get into position to support. He's a little bit late, but these shock troops are actually doing quite well. 1 squad wiped. Almost gets 2 squad wipes. If he had chased, I think he could have gotten 2. He should have chased. Maxim taking heavy damage in the building. Mortars continuing to bomb. Soviet team weapons up to 13 kills between the 2. Reinforcement happening here. We also have a mechanized regiment HQ going up. Soviets still maintain good control of the middle. I don't think the Axis have even made an attempt to take it, and I feel like Richard Schaller is literally just sitting here. Not moving to support his teammates in any way, not even moving to push their territory or their base. He's alleviating no pressure from his teammates front. And neither is Brandbomb either, honestly. Look at these defenses that they're setting up are just so static. They're not applying any pressure whatsoever. I guess he's going to be sending a few vetted Grens over here. I'm surprised that these are triple vet. I'm thinking maybe he went elite troops? Yes, he did, and he's used troop training at least 2 times, judging by these 2 Grenadier squads. Meanwhile, Base Costanza has moved up with his conscripts, doing what he can at medium range. Conscripts are best at medium range, but he's kind of in red cover with that squad retreat. There it goes. Molotov going out. Ooh, get some nice crits right there. They'll be forced to reposition. Second Molotov doesn't do much of anything. He's taking heavy casualties here, screening for nothing really. His teammates are not particularly in range to support, except for Sexual Tyrannosaurus. Actually, he has two shock troop squads moving up the left side, but they're a little bit out of position, not really all that close by to support Base Costanza's push here. He has repositioned his conscripts to meet back up with the shock troops, going to be doing what he can. Of course, conscripts can only do so much at 9 minutes 30 seconds of the game against LMG Grenadiers in these fortified Axis positions. But hopefully he will have inflicted enough damage, screening troops to make way for the real push with his team weapons. Certainly it has bought the Soviets at some territory at the very least. Victory point is being taken, in addition to the standard territory point over here. S-Mine's doing heavy damage to that Maxim though. It's retreating through the S-Mine field. Somehow it manages to survive. Shocks don't even finish capturing the munitions point over here though. High explosive barrage just went off here. Wow, looks like some massive casualties got inflicted. This is the healing station. Those might just be ambient medics, actually. Maxims continue to move up. He wants to apply yet more pressure, but there's quite a lot of stuff over here, and with the 2 mortars bombarding him, he may not last long. Axis have actually overwhelmed this Soviet position here. Needs to be careful about walking through these mines, though. Getting pretty close to some of them. In fact, he's practically standing on top of them.
Time to unleash our heavy tanks.
Oh, jeez.
Interrogation training and detection avoidance.
I can't believe he's just standing in the minefield. I almost feel like maybe he doesn't realize that there's mines in the snow. I think even the map description tells you that there's mines in the snow, though. Maybe you didn't read it. T-70 making its way towards the middle. These heavily wounded Grenadier squads have to be careful. The anti-personnel mines also will not hurt the T-70, so it could chase them through the minefield should they choose to retreat here. Ooh. Rifle grenade just hit that Dushka for a lot of kills. Oh, jeez. He does have a minesweeper, so they'll be able to retreat fine. I hope he wasn't too late to retreat those, though. No, I guess not. The minesweeper will prevent anything from detonating, I think. He retreated early enough. Good move. If he had waited too long to retreat, he would have been retreating through that minefield, taking tons of casualties. Meanwhile, back over here on the left side, looks like the Maxims have pushed very aggressively. I don't know if I agree with this decision to cram them in houses like this up against all these mortars. But then again, he was actually forced to retreat his mortars. And now without mortar support, they're just going to get pinned here. Especially with that Zis being moved up nicely. Perfect positioning of this Zis gun, by the way. Screened by these Maxims. It'll take their opponent forever to get these cleared out. Oh! Unless he throws infiltration grenades. Ooh! Massive damage inflicted by those Jaeger light infantry. Wiping out 2 Maxim squads before the Zis could finish off the headquarters. He's using the high explosive barrage to fire into the fog of... Ooh, he hits the building, though. Oh no, he's gonna get the gun's gonna get cleared before he can finish it off. Oh jeez, then he just handed this over to his opponent, and this will get repaired. No problem. There's nothing in the area that can follow up and finish it off except a T-70. He might try and go in hard, but I don't know if he would succeed. There's actually, honestly, nothing over here that can stop him except for a deep-root Raketwerfer. Another Zis gun is also moving up. It is in range to fire on the building if he can get vision. The T-70 needs to move up to scout, though. But it's just sitting here. There's also a Stuka in range. That T-70, this is the perfect time for that T-70 to move in and strike. There's nothing that can stop it. Oh, now there is. Now there's a Puma here. Oh, that's a shame. The T-70's window of opportunity is kind of gone now. A little bit too hesitant from Taddy Frag there. It didn't inflict the maximum damage that it could have, and that Stuka just got 5 kills in its opening barrage, leveling that building and forcing a Maxim to retreat. T-34 is hitting the field low. Hopefully the T-34 combined with the T-70 might be enough to inflict some serious damage over here on the right side. Certainly would be enough to overwhelm this Puma, depending on positioning and micro, of course. Puma hasn't landed any shots yet. Oh, wow, it just sniped that T-34 from like a billion miles away. Did you see that? That was insane. Another T-70 here in the middle defending the point along with the Maxim. And those minesweepers will be forced away. T-70 taking heavy damage from the Puma, needs to back off. What is it doing? Oh jeez, there it goes. Conscripts moving up, firing on these Grenadiers, but they're quite highly vetted. Puma popping smoke for some reason. T-34 circling around the top. I think he wants to try and finish off the battle group headquarters, but doesn't realize that it's been quite repaired. But he does spot this juicy target here. That IR half-track's probably going to go down. Oh, T-34 shot missed. How could you miss? Shooting at the broadside of a half-track. What's wrong with you, T-34 driver? Or gunner? Molotov going out on the repairing stern piles, but it looks like he was a little off in his aim there. Don't really inflict much harm. Oh, nasty mortar. That's a dead conscript squad. To it looks, just barely hitting the field. Ooh, that's a Soviet heavy mortar, I think, though. Right? No, maybe just a standard mortar. Oh no, it's a high explosive barrage. Again, lots of these high explosive barrages being thrown at this Axis fortified position. And again, when fighting against lots of Soviets, these aggressive battle group headquarters just can't survive the onslaught of indirect fire. Basically, Stanza taking advantage of his Lend-Lease doctrine here, throwing this half-track full of PPSH guards into the fray. He's going in hard. Not sure if I agree with that decision with two Pumas sitting right there, but apparently they're too busy firing at a T-34. Faust does go off, though, on the half-tracks, taking heavy damage. He's about to go down. Guards doing what they can with their PPSHs, though. Oh, nasty mortars. Wiping that out, but the T-34 moving around on the flank doesn't do anything. Puma is fine. Second Puma also fine. There's now a Panther on the field. These Axis vehicles are going to be a pretty serious threat to the Allies, which just threw away tons of vehicles and didn't trade up for them at all. And didn't trade anything for them at all, I should say. Not a good engagement for the Soviets. Meanwhile, the right side remains uncontested, and I feel Richard Schaller has literally been just sitting here AFK for the entire game. He must be bored out of his mind. He just like built his army and then went to go make himself a sandwich, I guess. Said, have fun over there on the left side. I'm just gonna watch. I feel like participating in this game. Stuka firing. Oh, that's how he's participating. He built a Stuka. I'll throw a Stuka over there for you guys. You handle the rest. Oh, nasty barrage. 8 kills on various team weapons. Leveled some more buildings as well. These mortars are lucky to have survived. So much for that Dushka. Oh. T-70 was just sitting there. Some of these vehicles are just getting lazy. T-34 moving up into a massive blob of enemy units. What is he thinking? He had 0 chance of success there. I don't know how they intend to survive this. They keep hurling T-70s and T-34s at a massive wall of Pumas and a Panther. 2 Pumas and a Panther. It's a bit much to take on. Another T-70 goes down. Field gun here, setting up, trying to take shots at something. Maybe be able to take out a Puma. Maybe even take out the Panther if the Panther doesn't move. Looks like it is moving now. Shots are bouncing. These Maxims are doing what they can. The Soviet mortars aren't going to do anything, though. They need to retreat now to have any chance of survival. Not that I think they will survive. They're so low. And 2 Pumas chasing at them. Or shooting at them. Shock troops retreating. There is another Zis field gun available to screen. May even catch that Puma. Ooh, nice use of smoke. I think popping smoke on both of them might have been a little overzealous. Base Costanza trying to get an AT grenade off. That field gun gets cleared by the Grenblob. Bundle grenade about to clear out this backwards Maxim. Grenblob moving up to finish it off as well. The Allies maintain control of the central victory point with this Maxim, though. It's kind of oddly faced, but okay. Despite the massive losses that the Allies have sustained, mostly from Bokaja, apparently, 135 kills to his name. And he's the Auster player with the Grenblob, so no surprise there. And Richard Schaller has participated the least, but he only has 6 losses because he's like done nothing. Yeah, not looking good for the Allies right now, judging by these damage and kill numbers. The fact that they've held onto the left side territory for this long is amazing. They just keep stalling by hurling their units at the enemy line. I feel like the Axis could be harassing so much harder over here on the right side. It's basically a 3v4, yet the Axis are managing to hold because Richard Schaller's entire army is just sitting here behind this wall of sandbags. Held back by 1 combat engineer squad in a house. Apparently that's too much for him to take on. Doesn't want to risk pushing beyond this fortress. This insurmountable defense. Look at this Grenblob. That is a righteous Grenblob right there. Oh, that went too long. Just imagine the damage that could have inflicted. Another total miss, another total miss. Thing's gonna be protected by this shack here. Yeah. Oh, that Molotov though. Well, that was a beautiful Molotov. Also threw a grenade, but doesn't do much. High explosive barrage, kind of connecting with those Pumas. What are they doing? He just drove straight into that field gun wall, throwing that Puma away. AT grenade goes off on this Panther as well, damaging its engine, but the Stuka is firing on everything back here. I think I also saw artillery getting called in. Ooh, oh jeez, oh no. Oh, the devastation. Another Stuka barrage. Oh my god, the carnage. Oh my goodness, that was nasty. Richard Schaller sure does love himself some Stukas, that's for sure, and he's completely free to purchase those, sitting behind his teammate's defensive line, I guess. Shock troops catch these Volksgrenadiers in a bad position. They're trying to get into the S-mine field for protection, but most of them have already been detonated and they stand no chance. Meanwhile, over here, conscripts continue pushing, taking heavy damage from all kinds of nasty stuff. Meanwhile, over here, Grenadiers are attempting to navigate this minefield? No, I don't know what they were doing. More infantry moving up over here in basic stances. M4C Sherman's police doctor Colin Sherman moving up. Oh, that was a nice shot. How much does this thing cost anyway? 380 manpower, 135 fuel. Not a bad tank. It's actually, for its cost, maybe even better than the Easy 8 at this point. Considering how effective that shot against infantry just was. So the Easy 8 doesn't perform that well against infantry anymore. Or maybe it never did, I don't know. Ooh, Grenadier's walking through. Oh, what is he doing? He's walking right into that Molotov. Just took a ton of damage. M4C Sherman getting some shots off. It's just a matter of time before those Stukas can fire again. They probably already can. So the next big push, yeah, they can. The next big push is going to be pretty painful, I think. This is just asking for it. Barrage going out. Oh. Ouch. Second barrage going off as well. That one wasn't quite as well aimed. That didn't really do anything. Second Sherman moving up, taking shots at this Panther, which is now Vet 3. Whoa. That was a bug. That sound is a bug. I don't know what causes it, but it's loud. It hurts my ears. Man, that Grenblob is just asking to get nailed by some kind of indirect fire. Panther moving up. Artillery getting called in this area, but I don't know if it's really going to hit anything. Some random stuff. That field gun got cleared. Grenblob has to retreat once more. Panther's doing some pretty nasty damage to everything in this area, though. Their top-mount machine guns should be sufficient to clear out that Zis. That T-34 won't stand a chance. Field guns over here, however, are going to prevent him from getting too aggressive. That T-34 just committed suicide. No chance. Jagdpanzer and 3 Panthers waiting for it. Stukas will be available to fire again somewhat soon. It looks like basic stands are retreated from his amazing fortress. Apparently the center could not hold. And finally, Richard Schaller is actually going to move his army. Soviets have still not been pushed off the left side victory point somehow. I can't believe the Axis are not getting a little more aggressive with their tanks. They have a massive Panther army. It's not that much that can stop them. Ooh, now there is. ISG-152 heavy assault gun. Still, I'm surprised that the Stukas have not been prioritizing the anti-tank weapons to allow for a massive armored push. This point gets captured. A little bit more effort being thrown on the center victory point certainly wouldn't be amiss either. Oh, that fragmentation bomb just wiped out one field gun. Stuka firing on everything else. That field gun's not going to last long. More artillery getting called in on these Maxims. Getting cleared left and right. Oh, more Stuka barrages coming in. Everything is dead. Absolutely everything is dead except for the ISU-152. Now is the perfect time for the Axis armor to strike. They need to get in there with those Panthers before the Soviets can rebuild their defensive line. The Jagdpanzer's leading the charge when really it should be behind the Panthers. Puma moving up as well. T-34 is probably going to go down. Puma shot missed. T-34 actually managed to survive long enough to get one shot off on the Jagdpanzer. There it goes. The Jagdpanzer now to about half health. This Panther's going crazy. Blasting that T-34. The ISU-152, however, has pulled back to a slightly safer position. It will be able to land one shot on the Panther, causing it to reposition. Grand Blob moving up here on the right side. If he would just spread out a little more, he wouldn't be so susceptible to getting punished by those high explosive barrages. T-34 going down. Repairs going up on the ISU-152. That Jagdpanzer is going to get taken out. There it goes. Any second. Any second now. There it goes. Abandoned, in fact. But that will be easily reclaimed by the Axis. If not destroyed by the Allies. Of course, this massive blob of Grenadiers should not be standing in front of an ISU-152. That's suicide. He's just asking for it. Oh, God. Oh. Just getting shredded by this. By this stuff. What are you doing? Move, please. Okay, now he's retreating. Looks like he will be able to capture the point. But look at this huge push by Base Costanza over here on the right side. Moving up and apparently killing everything. I kind of missed it, but he's taking the entire right side unopposed. Yeah, I don't know what happened. He's got 3 Shermans over here on the right now. There is a single Panther, probably not going to be enough though to take on 3 M4C Shermans. Especially without any anti-tank support except for, well, actually, okay, there's a pretty decent-sized Shrek blob and a Raketen Warfare, but it looks like he's going to abandon this push and make his way back towards the center to deal with his Ostwit and Puma. Again, not enough to face 3 M4C Shermans. They're quite out of position, although there is a Tiger somewhat in range to support. A Panther is also making its way towards the center, but he may be able to finish this tank off before anything can get into position to support. He's detonating all the anti-personnel mines, but it doesn't really do any damage to him, it's fine. A lot of his shots just miss. Now he's going to be forced to reposition the Panther. Triple vet Panther is in range to support. Getting some nice penetrating shots on the frontal armor, though, surprisingly enough. He has to pull out of range and get some repairs up. Molotov going out. Another Molotov going out. Kind of poorly aimed though, not going to be doing much. Moving his Shermans back across here to try and fight this infantry, but there is a Tiger in the area as well. Oh, that was a nice shot. That just wiped a squad. Ouch. Dealing massive damage to these infantry. Get out of there. They both dropped their Shreks. He's probably going to lose that M4C to the Tiger and Panther, though. If the Tiger stops derping around, that is. Ooh. That Puma is hungry for revenge. Nicely, he rounds the corner though. He should be able to get to safety. Unfortunately, both Shreks are dropped, but not recoverable by Base Costanza because he's retreated with his infantry. If he had Urod in, he might have had a chance, but that Panther would have made things dangerous. And Tiger, of course, as well. What is that Austrian doing? He's committing suicide. AT grenade goes off. That Puma might be in a dangerous situation too. It needs to get out of there. Oh. Shot misses. All the Puma's shots are penetrating and hitting. Another shot on the Puma misses, but it's just being maneuvered horribly. And there it goes. That was terrible Puma maneuvering. Just like flubbed around here on the wall. Meanwhile, the battle for the left side continues to rage. Grand Blob fighting with Maxims. It continues. The ISU 152 up to 18 kills, just blasting away at these infantry. It's helpless infantry that can't do anything. Honestly, the Axis had ample opportunity to take this thing out when the Stuka barrage and artillery and everything just wiped out the entire Soviet army. I can't believe these Panthers didn't just dive in and wreck everything. Now it's too late. The Soviet line's been rebuilt. More field guns. ISU's been repaired. It's going to take another Stuka barrage to clear out the team weapons before those Panthers can go in again.
Panther, ready to move.
There's plenty of Axis armor over here on the right side, taking things back. Base Costanza doing a nice job with these Shermans, though. Preserving them nicely, vetting them up. 20 kills, 9 kills, 0 kills. Oh, that one must be somewhat fresh. No kills on that one yet. I don't think he's lost a single Sherman that I've seen. Panzerwerfer firing. Not sure what I was firing at, though. Didn't hit anything. S minefield getting detonated by a T-34. We also have artillery getting dropped on the church. Oh, ISU 152 just wiping squads like crazy. 21 kills now. There goes the church along with the Maxim inside. Shock troops moving up with all kinds of stolen weapons as well. Stuka barrage coming in. That's not going to hit much of anything though. And I think both Stukas are still alive. Yep. And they both just fired in the exact same zone. What a waste. Fire them both in the same area instead of spreading their fire. Tiger flanks the ISU 152. Panthers moving in from all angles. Perfect flank on the ISU. Stood no chance. Tiger A supported as well. Question now is if, all of the Axis armor will get free without being punished. Not sure it's going to happen though. Lots of field guns firing. And I think that was a fresh ISU. Yes, it was firing on the Axis armor as well. And Base Costanza's Shermans are moving up just in time to support, catching those Panthers so out of position. One goes down. Second one in a terrible position. It didn't reverse properly through this gully, and now it's going to have to run away with its rear armor face towards 4 M4C Shermans. It stands no chance of surviving this. There it goes. Second Panther taken out by Base Costanza. Very nice use of his Shermans. He sort of had a slow start this game with his conscript spam, but now he's really coming into his own, just catching all of these targets so out of position. Look at this, it's ridiculous. Another Puma goes down. He could chase that Austrian, but maybe he's gonna feel satisfied for what he's done and just pull away. We should probably at least destroy that abandoned Puma though. He's a little bit too busy though, unfortunately. He's got to deal with all this stuff over here. This might be a little bit more than he can handle. He's trying to push the Shrek Blob around with his Shermans, but it might be a little bit too much. He's dealing nice damage to the Panther, but one tank gets abandoned. Trying to circle around behind the rear armor, getting nice shots off with his double vet. There we go. Panther does go down. It's just going to be a matter of how many of his tanks can he get out of this engagement with alive. Oh, that crush! Oh, devastating! Devastating crush! Oh my god, triple vet on this. Triple vet on this. M4C Sherman is killing everything. He could go all the way against this. I think Richard Schaller's entire army could go down. All the anti-personnel mines are getting detonated, and that's one Volksgrenadier remaining, and it does not survive. Richard Schaller just lost his entire force of infantry to those M4C Shermans. He will try to kill the Puma, but unfortunately it gets yet another death crit even while abandoned. Destroyed engine. And he's got to pull away. He has one tank remaining. Devastating losses on both sides. Hard to say who came out on top of that. I mean, Base Costanza inflicted massive losses on 3 separate teammates in that series of engagements. Taking out 2 Panthers, 3 Panthers, 4 Volksgrenadier squads of Puma. some other stuff. But he lost quite a lot in the process, but if he can keep all of his engagements as cost effective as that one was, he'll definitely be leading his team to victory. This Tiger Ace continuing to wreak havoc here on the left side. And Tiger Ace is such a dangerous decision in a 4v4 because the odds of you like single-handedly winning the game with a Tiger Ace just about zero. There it goes. And the extremely detrimental effect it has on your economy while it's alive really puts you behind. ISU 152 definitely holding the line effectively here. Artillery is getting called in though. More scavenge artillery from Synthoris. Probably going to clear out these weapons yet again. There it goes. Inflicting some light damage on the T-34 as well. More artillery getting called in here, and this is actually a Panzer Rifle barrage. Doesn't do much of anything now. Stukas need to fire once again. One of them's Vet 2, so it's actually out of sync with his other one, so he really needs to start staggering the barrages rather than firing them simultaneously because of this Vet bonus. Well, he doesn't really get anything out of the Vet bonus. Meanwhile, looks like some fresh Shermans are getting called in. The Vet 2 one and the Vet 1 still alive. 33 kills on those. This one's fresh. And if we take a look at Basic Stanz's resource income, he just called in a fourth one, bringing him down to just about nothing. So he does have 4 M4C Shermans once again. He also has a stolen Panzerschreck on his infantry here, is doing some good harassment over here on the right side. Not much that can stop him now that Richard Schaller's entire infantry army is dead, and his vehicle army is 200 fuel worth of Stukas over here on the left, trying to support, apparently not being all that effective because they still haven't been able to take it back. But now there is a Yag Tiger here to support, already up to 2 kills apparently, so it's been doing some work. Some Panthers as well, and that's probably going to force the it's going to hard counter the IS-2 and probably also apply some decent pressure to the IS-2. Stupid barrage kills some infantry squads over there. Basic Stanz's infantry trying to fight with some fresh Volks Grenadier squads, which are probably not going to be able to do much against these vetted conscripts. I don't know, maybe they will. It's going to come down to good use of Molotovs and cover. It's almost like an early game engagement all over again, but they're both running through the Molotov flames. Certainly doesn't help anything. M4C Shermans are about to be mobilized again. They are fully repaired. Going to have to make good use of those. There's a lone Tiger here on the right side. There's all kinds of juicy targets on the right that he could easily wipe pretty much without any resistance whatsoever. As far to the left, lots of juicy targets. He's got the Stukas, Panzerwerfer. The Yag Tiger, of course, will make things quite dangerous. There's also a Panther, but not much that can stop 4 tanks at the same time. Just goes to show that his teammates probably need to start spamming more tanks of their own, which is, again, medium armor. Medium armor is the ticket against the Yag Tiger. Heavy armor, not so much. It's harder to spam. That being said, the left side has been very bloody battle. Heavy losses for the Soviets over there, so they're struggling to keep up as far as resources are concerned, which is not a huge surprise. Basic Stanza continuing to move squads through the right side to harass, but there is Jaeger Light Infantry being pulled out of buildings over here. It looks like the Grenblob is also being moved to counter-harass. And we actually have 2 Panthers here in the center now. Or no, a Panther and a Tiger. Interesting. We also have a huge purple blob right there, pretty big orange blob right there. It's going to be about finding lone targets out of position and punishing them. Looks like that Tiger is going to be the first order of business, although he needs to be careful about his maneuvering here. The Tiger isn't even reacting at all. Neither is the Panther, he's just sitting here. Probably doesn't want to go in too hard with the wounded Sherman, but the Panther has actually chosen the wrong target. Lots of shots bouncing off the frontal armor though, and they're just, doesn't matter. It's just massively superior numbers. Way too much for that Panther and Tiger to take on, especially without any micro whatsoever on the Tiger's part. Meanwhile, trying to grab some territory on the right, but the Gren Blob's probably going to force back any lone conscript squads it thinks to send. Secure mode being activated on the M4C Sherman to grab hold of the central victory point and slow the clock. As for victory points, the Allies are still in quite a solid lead, having held the left side victory point and middle for most of the game. They just need to take down the last remaining 100 points, and they should definitely be able to do that quite comfortably. If they can continue to just catch and wipe out Axis tanks one by one out of position like that. And I'm kind of surprised not to see more packs for the Austere. There's 2 Austere players and I haven't seen a single pack on the field. They would really benefit from some AT guns. The Soviets certainly have, like, I must have seen like 30 field guns produced this game, but not a single pack. Relying solely on Panthers for their anti-tank. It's just not enough. Still, you can tell what a dramatic effect that Jagdtiger is having. And on the Allied tanks over there on the right side, they still refuse to push since they're too timid. Nice use of Raketen There's 3 of them in position to deter pushes by those Shermans. Base Costanza was definitely not ready for that, trying to go in for a crush, and he got punished hard. Conscripts grabbing the victory point on the right here. It looks like these conscripts want to make an attempt for the center victory point, but with 3 Jaeger light infantry squads there, it's probably not going to happen. 2 Panzerschrecks on these conscripts, by the way. Where did he find those? ISU 152's doing work here in the middle. One of them went down a while ago, but now looks like they're regaining a little bit of momentum. Looking pretty heavy losses. Oh yeah, there it goes. Well, that Raketen Warfare screen is pretty much cleared out, and Base Costanza is going to be free to harass the center once again. He also has 2 Shermans over here, and it looks like he's going to stop being aggressive and looking for juicy targets with the Shermans and simply defend VPs, because the clock is getting to that point where VPs are becoming very critical. Maybe even more important in winning the manpower war. Just wants to run out the clock and be done with it. Look at that shot. Crew's shocked on the Jagdtiger. Looks like a bombing run getting called in too. Coming in from the corner of the map. It's going to be shocked before it can react. Oh no, shocked again. Oh, the damage. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody tries to follow up on this with anything. He could go in with his Shermans for sure. Anything. The IS-2 could go in, some T-34 support. Meanwhile, over here on the right side, it looks like Base Costanza is not watching those conscripts. And the right side victory point will fall to the Axis. That IR half-track is caught way out of position. It's dead. Jagdtiger is pulling back. It's not going to get repaired nearly quick enough. There's a massive swarm of Allied tanks on its way to punish it for getting hit by that bomb run. Stuka barrage firing in the center. I'm not sure what that got. Some field guns, I guess, but here come the Allied tanks. Nothing that can stop him at all. 1 Jagdtiger shot does massive damage to this triple vet Sherman, but now it's just shocked and dazed. The damage destroyed engine out of control. There it goes. 0 losses sustained by Base Costanza so far. There's not even really any anti-tank in this area. It's trying to get some good crushes off on these infantry. Running a few of them over. Vet 5 Volks down to 2 men. Oh, mass retreat being called. 1 Sherman does go down to to these Panzer Grenadiers and Panzerschrecks over here in the base, but the entire blob of Centaurus, entire purple blob of Jaeger light infantry just got wiped out by those Shermans. The triple vet one yet lives, probably is going to be getting away here. He's wiping everything left and right. ISD 152 is also moving up from the south to support. The only thing left here in the center is a wounded Panther and a Panzerwerfer. There's no hope of escape for them. More tanks moving up to support and clearing out everything. Absolutely everything. Their retreat path is just completely cut off by these 4 Shermans. There's no chance of them getting away. No chance at all. The Panther's taking shots at the ISU 152. Engine destroyed. Panzerwerfer making a mad dash for the base, but gets one-shotted. There goes the Panther. Massive losses inflicted on the Axis, and now there will be absolutely no chance of recovery for them. No chance at all. Only one tank lost by Mr. Stanza during that push. One tank lost. Wow. Let's count. 13, 9, 7, and 21 kills between these 4 tanks, and a lot of those kills are heavy or medium armor. In fact, if we take a look at the numbers, Base Costanza has inflicted 46,000 damage. The only person who is keeping up with that is Sexual Tyrannosaurus, utilizing his 2 ISU-152s. But even then, his damage is mostly against armor and static targets and such, leaving him at 129 kills and 156 losses, whereas Base Costanza has 212 kills and 158 losses, and those losses are largely conscripts, I believe. Wow.
We now have access to additional battlefield options.
And he will pull back for repairs once again to bring him through the final leg of the game. It's just going to be a matter of holding the victory points. They lost control of the right side because he had to pull away and support his teammates over on the left, giving them that final extra boost they needed to break through and take everything out. But he should be able to rampage through the right side pretty much unopposed. There's just nothing over here at all that can stop tanks. In fact, the Jaeger light infantry popping out of buildings are the only reason the Axis haven't lost yet. Apparently there's an ML-20 right here. It's about to belong to the Axis. This T-34 just can't be bothered to like drive over there and do something about it. Apparently this T-34 just like Tattyfrag just straight up does not even notice that this is happening. He's firing at it AFK. He does clear it out. ISU-152 is getting repaired. 15 kills, 17 kills. Even these are actually, as far as kills, not even managing to keep up with the Shermans. 20 kills on these shock troops. They've been doing good work, I guess. Huge, desperate push going for the middle now. Big Shrek blob back by a single Panther. That's just nothing, though. That's not going to be able to stop this, like, this super hardcore spam of vetted Shermans. Looks like this is going to be the nail in the coffin, the final charge. It's really not going to be much. Not going to be much that the Axis can do about this. Although he is charging head first into a pretty serious amount of AT. One Sherman goes down just about instantly.
Another vehicle has been lost in the defense of the
He decides not to push any harder than that. I think he probably could have won that engagement but taken massive losses, but he decided to cut his losses. Not do anything too crazy. Instead, it looks like maybe he's going to try and flank around the right side. The Axis clock has stopped ticking, stuck, frozen at 25 victory points. There's an engagement happening over here. This is just a strategic point, though. There's pretty much no chance of the Axis breaking through to the victory point. It's so heavily defended. Oh! That plane almost took out a KV-8. King Tiger moving in on a T-34 here, but 2 ISU-152s are set up to fire in response to massive damage being inflicted. That King Tiger's not going to stand a chance. Tiger seems like honestly kind of an odd choice in this situation. Sherman's rampaging through the right side are pretty much unstoppable by whatever was over here. The Jaeger light infantry squad, I think. Artillery getting called in on the ISU-152s. But doesn't really do all that much. Base Costanza is just going to grab the right side victory point here while his teammates fight for the center. T-34 gets taken out.
Additional resources are now available for your commander.
And he does take the right side. Victory point. The clock will start ticking once again. 24 points remaining. Another 254 about to get taken out by the Panther here. Shock troops moving up on this Grand Blob, but I don't think that they can take it. Grenade going out. Horribly placed though, does nothing. Shock troops getting focused down so hard. Not even sure they're gonna get away. Nope, there they go. Procasha certainly does love a good Grand Blob. Sherman's punishing anything that might try and pop out of these houses. We do have a Panther moving up to the right side, but that's not going to be able to do anything on its own. I think it's 5 tanks. There goes that squad. We also have some mines going down. Ooh, it hit one. Oh, jeez. It's a sitting duck. It's going to get one-shotted. 10 points remaining. Grand Blob fighting fiercely to defend the center victory point, but it's just not enough. Despite the massive damage that they are inflicting, it's nowhere close to enough. Oh, we just retreated. Panther just went down in one volley. Of Panzerschrecks to conscripts. GG's being exchanged. Somewhat prematurely, actually. Still fighting for this point. Ooh, nice mine right there. And now it really is GG. Conscripts are going to retake the right side victory point. There's nothing in range to stop it. Points remaining. Oh, finally he built some packs. A little bit late. Definitely could have benefited from those earlier. And that's it. Playback over. Well, that was an interesting game. It was actually kind of entertaining. More fun than I thought it would be, considering I don't really cast 4v4s very often. But certainly some pretty intense tank battles to be seen. I mostly enjoyed watching these Shermans rampage across the entire map, especially when they crushed that entire block of Folks Grenadiers. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, feel free to send me replays of your own. I'm happy to do a cast for you. Whoever you are, whatever your rank, whatever the game mode, whatever the length, I encourage you to send me your replays. Otherwise, hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching.